Good evening and many thanks for joining us live on QTV. You are watching QTV News and I am Ajibentu Drame. In tonight's top stories. The Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure has updated the National Assembly on the state of roads projects in both rural and urban parts of Gambia, including the OIC roads. The Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure, has told parliamentarians that the Gambia Civil Service has 43,000 employees as of late January 2022. The Special Olympics of the Gambia last Saturday held a family forum on health matters for families and caregivers of intellectual special needs children. The second cohort of the ECOWAS Commission, led by the Principal Protocol Officer, are in the country to help train officials from government and other institutions in protocol, diplomacy etiquette, among others. In sports news, Cameroon's women's football team thrashed the Gambia 8-0 in the first leg of the last round of AFCON qualifiers on Friday in Cameroon. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. Now, the Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure has updated the National Assembly about the state of roads project in both rural and urban parts of the country, including whether the OIC roads will be constructed with a proper drainage system. Modula Michoy reports.
The legislature is wrapping up its tenure with dozens of questions for the executive about development issues of concern for the country. Last Wednesday, Bailamin Job, the Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, faced the National Assembly for a question and answer session about roads projects across the country. The NAM for Serekunda, Halifa Sallah, asks the Minister about a critical necessity for the OIC roads project.
Honourable Speaker, would the Honourable Minister for Transport, Works and Infrastructure indicate to this August Assembly whether the road constructions under the OIC related projects include the construction of a proper drainage system which would be connected to all the drainage systems in KMC to permanently put an end to flooding caused by poor drainage in the area.
Drainage is a major component in the implementation of the OIC road project. The project takes into consideration drainage problems within the KMC area. Hence, all the road drains are linked to an outfall leading either to the swamps or to the Kotu stream.
The National Assembly member for Tumana constituency for the NM Drame asks where the government has a plan to construct a feeder road network linking 10 communities from the upper to the lower river regions.
The construction of the road linking Tinkunjo, Kiskis, Kulkole, Sanunding, Dandu, Keneba, Kunkandi, Sarem Mamadi, Madina Samako, and up to Diabugu Ba Sila was not initially part of the proposed 400 kilometers of feeder roads surveyed and earmarked for construction countrywide. However, road inventory and condition surveys will be conducted this year and added to the 400 kilometers for construction when funding is available.
In the West Coast region, there are roads projects being implemented by the Works Ministry. Lamin NF Kanta, the National Assembly member for Combo East, asks the Works Minister about one of the proposed roads for construction.
As agreed during our SAB session of 2021, the NRA has decided to construct the following roads for the 2021-2022 maintenance program through the available road fund, which covers Bani, Salikenye, Jabakunda, Brufut, Mariana, Kunkujang, Mariama, and Tujareng. The road linking Jiboro via, I think this is Sum, not Salum, to Faraba Sutu will be constructed together with Birkama Madinari in the 2022-2023 maintenance program through the same funding.
The Gambia, under the leadership of President Adama Barrow, whose priority is infrastructure, has recorded some success However, much remains to be done for many parts of the country where people are still faced with transport challenges. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
The Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure, has told parliamentarians that the Gambia Civil Service has 43,000 employees as of late January 2022. Mohamed Lamin Choi again.
It is question time for the National Assembly, which provides NAMS an opportunity to quiz those at the center of government machinery. On this occasion, the Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure, answers questions from the NAM for Serekunda about the number of people currently employed in the public service.
Considering the scope and the fact that these various public service institutions are under various line ministries, it will require more time to gather the necessary information regarding the number of people currently employed in the public service. In regards to the number of people currently employed in the civil service, I wish to inform this August Assembly that the number currently stands at 43,000 as at the 28th of January 2022.
The government's 2018-2021 National Development Plan prioritizes civil service reforms for an efficient and responsive public sector institutions with goals to ensure appropriate remuneration, pay and pension, as well as the establishment of a performance management system. In connection to that, Vice President Toure informs the National Assembly about challenges and government's interventions.
This current government is operating. We are involved in what we call reforms, institutional reforms. Looking at the context we are coming from, weak institutions, capacity issues, and also quite a number of lack of access to records or established information to make informed decisions and choices. It has taken it upon itself to start an institutional reform that covers all the questions that you may be asking here today, and the process is ongoing. We will share with you everything that is done in regards to head counting. Head counting is currently going on, in fact, because if you go to all the sectors who are the permanent secretaries are required to give a head count of all the public servants that are under them, so that they will make sure that they verify all this, because these were records that were not there. But now we are trying to build up the data. Data is a big problem, as you may all know, but we are trying to build up this data, and the process is ongoing. And there are quite a number of efforts that are being done.
There are more matters requiring answers to address some questions from the National Assembly members. This includes the NAM for Opanyomi and Serekunda, who want to obtain for verification documents about the number of people working in the civil service, a request the Vice President pledges to respond to. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Away from Parliament, the Special Olympics of the Gambia last Saturday held a family health forum for families and caregivers of intellectual special needs children to discuss the need for physical exercise to enhance their health and well-being. Omar Pijalo has the rest of that story.
Family Health Forum provides a space for families and caregivers of people with intellectual disabilities to engage with health professionals, education officials, and social service providers. The forums introduce families to Special Olympics and its health partners through healthy and young athletes and look into the challenges that athletes face and how to address them. Ida Baji, the head of the Special Needs Unit at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, says health without mental health is no health, and call on parents and caregivers of special needs children to take their well-being seriously.
When it comes to physical health, a child can tell you, I have headache, not so. I have stomach pain, I have diarrhea or whatever. But when it comes to mental health, emotional well-being, parents don't go to the hospital to tell the doctor or the nurse that I am sad. Have you ever had a parent that went to the hospital to complain of sadness? Never. But because these are things that we parents at times will internalize. These are issues that sometimes we parents will be bottled up inside, feeling the pain, the burden of care for the children that God has given us. It's like a big deal to parents that have children with special needs.
Margaret Foster, a personal health trainer, encouraged parents of special needs children not to stress themselves thinking about their children's condition, but rather see these children as blessing.
The word special should not be looked at or to look down upon another person or ki hanga nuru come man lolu mota like they special or they don't have a certain understanding or comprehension. No, we're all the same and we should be treated the same, and society sometimes can be a little bit tough. Being Gambian, being from Gambia, am na dom yi nga am ñu la wone hanga dom bi baaxut because of yàlla nim ko lifé nim ko bindé comme ni ñu wax rek yàlla moko bindé noonu yàlla moo wax ne moom xale bi nii la perfecté si butam xale bi nii la war a ñëwee si àdduna si butam. So we as human beings, we as their parents, we should try our best to make the child feel that they are complete, even though we know that they are different. We should try our best to not separate them.
Mamoudou Wali, a physical exercise personal trainer, said if one chooses physical exercise as an enemy, then he or she is choosing doctors as friends due to frequent illness.
Cardiovascular exercise, wala exercise te miya lonko, tamo dabe wala kono, boro dabe wala kono, suo kono mbamal musola sukuno luwol, bolikuwol, fitarol, kurol, wolbe dabe wala kono.
Physical activity or exercise can improve your health and reduce the risk of developing several diseases like type 2 diabetes, cancer and cardiovascular disease. Most importantly, regular activity can have immediate and long-term health benefits and improve your quality of life. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
From that story, we will go for a short commercial break. Still to come, we have more stories, to stay tuned.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522 222 353 2222.
Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am Q-Cell. I am Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Welcome back. Now, the second cohort of the ECOWAS Commission, led by the Principal Protocol Officer, are in the country to help train officials from government and other institutions in protocol, diplomacy etiquette, to name a few. The team is led by His Excellency Ambassador Ibrahim Ousmane Ndour, CEO of Diplomacy, Etiquette and Protocol Consulting Firm. Babagasi reports.
The team led by Ambassador Ousmane Ndour paid a courtesy call on the Chief Justice of the Gambia, Hassan B. Jallow, and senior staff of the judiciary. The visit, among other things, is to collaborate and build a sustainable professional relationship, sharing best practice, identify bottlenecks in their respective protocol functions, how to resolve them, and help build capacity of protocol officers. After meeting with the Chief Justice, the team had a roundtable meeting with the senior cadre of the judiciary headed by the Judicial Secretary. Ambassador Ousmane Ndour thanked the Judicial Secretary and team for receiving them, saying he feels happy to be given the opportunity to train Gambians in different workforce.
If I may say, I've been in diplomacy all my life. I identified that there were certain gaps. We live in a global village now, and there are international codes of conduct that we need to adhere to, otherwise we'll be left behind.
Steve Onwuka, ECOWAS head of protocol, said they are happy to be in the country and thanked the ECOWAS Commission management who sent them for training.
What we have learned here, and I'm very sure that the Commission is going to benefit from, is what you can get from any part of the world. And we agree among us that the content, the profile of the training, and the presentations, and also the quality of the trainers is what is globally acceptable.
For Omar A. Jame, Chief Protocol Officer, Office of the Chief Justice, said Ambassador Ndur's consulting firm is here to help not only government officials but the private sector as well.
But I have been protocol, you all know there is respect, integrity, and personality. These three are the three, pyramid of protocols. One of these is broken, the protocol is completely failed. Respect yourself.
On the sidelines of the meeting with officials of the judiciary, I further engaged Ambassador Ndur to share with us the importance of training our officials on protocol and diplomacy.
We don't need to get experts to come and train our workforce in certain areas, particularly in such specialized areas. This is a special area. Not everybody can do it. So, if you have people with experience, enough experience who can do it, why not encourage them? So this is my 6th cohort group of training. Capacity building is very important. It's as important as the institution because of the people, the staff members that contribute towards national department. So I'm once again appealing to all the institutions, be they government institutions or the private sector, to send in their participants to be trained. If ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, in Abuja, can see the importance of this institution, why not Gambian institution?
Ambassador Ndur and his consulting firm is here for the Gambians to be trained and equipped on diplomacy, ethics, protocol practice, among other matters. He has already trained 6 batches of personnel from different international institutions, and as a Gambian, is calling on officials from both government and private sector to come forward and make good use of the training he is offering. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
A senior official of the organizing body of the renowned Voice Achievers Award is in the Gambia on a fact-finding mission on possibilities of hosting the 2022 edition in the Gambia later this year. Aliou Cisse tells us more.
The Voice Achievers Award took place at the Intercontinental Festival City Hotel in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, on 19 September 2021 under the theme Bridging Economies, UAE and Africa. The Voice Achievers Award is one of the biggest African social events and is dedicated to appreciating contributions from Africans who, through their activities and influence, have impacted positively on the lives of fellow Africans. Among the recipients of last year's award, hosted in Dubai, were First Lady Fatoumatta Barrow of the Gambia, former Speaker Fatoumata Jahumpa Ceesay, and businessman Abubakar Jawara. Ndubuisi Elvis Iro, publisher and editor-in-chief of The Voice magazine, an African magazine published in the diaspora, is in the country on a fact-finding mission on possibilities of hosting the award in August this year, which will be the second in Africa after Kenya in 2019. He told QTV that the award brings together European and African businesses together to interact and network for the development of the continent. He shares his impression on what the Gambia stands to achieve from hosting the event.
My mission is to see the country, to see the facilities. We had a great event in Dubai, and we cannot give our friends that are coming to the Gambia the least. So that's why I'm here, to make sure that we have a good venue, we have good hotels, we can put up a good hospitality package, a tourism package, a good entertainment package for them to enjoy when they come to the Gambia. We also have to help to project the image of the Gambia in a more better perspective to the diaspora than what they think of the Gambia, because we had 22 years of another type of leadership and all the rest. So now there is democracy, it is flourishing, the people are open for business, so why not? So Gambia, I've enjoyed my stay so far.
For Modikaba, Chief Executive Officer and founder of GM Smartmatic, the local organizing partner, there is every reason to have the Gambia government support and embrace the idea of organizing the award in Banjul to boost the economy and portray a good image of the country.
It's very important for the Gambian government to support this because imagine that in August we have few tourism in this country, and this event is intending to bring about 200 and 250 guests, including local guests and local businesses. It's a real opportunity for bringing income. These people coming in here are coming to spend money with us. Every money made from this event is going to be spent here. So looking at the time in August, which is a difficult month for here, I think it's a welcome move. This is why when we met the First Lady, we talked to her about this. She was so impressed, and then she is willing to give in all the support that we need. And just to add to that, we have gone around to check the facilities that you raised with him. We have visited the conference center, and it's a choice. We definitely feel that, that could be a very good place to host this event. We visited several hotels also. We're trying to make a comparison between the hotels and so, because it's a 3-day event that includes also a business forum. We have met the GCCI, the chambers.
The award started in 2012 in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and has recognized over 250 recipients, including African businesses, individuals, corporate organizations, government institutions, and ordinary citizens contributing to the advancement of humanity in Africa. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Let's take a quick look at some interesting sports news. Cameroon's women's football team trashed the Gambia 8-0 in the first leg of the last round of AFCON qualifiers at the Ahmadou Ahidjo Stadium on Friday. The Lioness are now almost certain of a place in the tournament to be held this year in Morocco. Mamadou Gajaga has more.
The Gambia women's team conceded as early as 2 minutes. Goals continued to flow thereafter, with Ajara Nekut scoring the second in the 16th minute. Host Cameroon went into the break leading 4-0, dominating possession and chances. In the second half, Cameroon's ruthlessness continued. Just 11 minutes after the break, Falone added to their tally before Tatiana Iwodo made it 6-0. The host further dismantled the Gambia team, wrapping up a one-sided game with 2 goals in the 74th and 86th minutes, making the score 8-0 to Cameroon. The scoreline and the results should not be a shock, as the Gambians faced a vastly experienced team, featuring players plying their trade professionally around the globe. The return leg tie will be in 1 week, and it will appear to be a mere formality for the Lionesses, while the Gambia women's national team will play for pride. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
19 cyclists took part in the race from Kalaji to Banjul, which was organized by the Gambia Cycling Association when Gambia celebrated its 57th independence anniversary. Mamadou Gajaga again.
Raising bikes in commemoration of the Gambia's 57th independence anniversary. These cyclists are displaying unbelievable endurance, speed and determination. The 132 kilometers starts from Kalaji in the West Coast region and ends at Makati Square in Banjul. They were riding against the wind, high and low levels of the road at a huge risk. After 20 minutes, 2 riders withdrew from the race. One cited cramp, while another had a burst tire. As the journey gets longer, 2 others also withdraw. However, the real race began in Brikama. The cyclists adjusted their speed, but traffic jams along the highway slowed them down and posed many risks. Determined to finish the race, the cyclists managed to beat the traffic jam in Brikama, Busumbala, Lamen, Tabokoto and Westfield. Modu Keita came first in 3 hours 53 minutes.
Very happy for my coach, who encouraged me, being a cyclist and giving me more support. I'm telling my coach big thanks, who is Chorna Juve, and my entire colleague. I feel it very easy. God make it for me very easy. Though I think that it is going to be very difficult, but alhamdulillah, I thank God.
Sajo Cisse came second in the race and shares his experience.
Anyway, one can just surprise the come from the second, either come from the first, either come from the third. Because the experience is there, and if I'm not training, okay, pro new competition, ala kumaya fanang, ala kumaya nyum fanang, ay wakilin di katraining olafa.
One of the cyclists, Mustafa C, is the youngest at 14 years. He managed to ride for at least 40 kilometers of the 132-kilometer journey. He says his first-time experience. Cycling is important for our health. Regular cycling stimulates and improves your heart, lungs, circulation, reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases, and reduces blood fat level. While many Gambians were celebrating Independence Day at the Makati Square in Banjul, and others were enjoying holidays at various places, these cheerful, determined cyclists have chosen a special way to commemorate our country's National Day. Mumudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we end, here's a recap of our main headlines. The Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure has updated the National Assembly about the state of roads projects in both rural and urban parts Gambia, including the OIC roads. The Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure, has told parliamentarians that the Gambia Civil Service has 43,000 employees as of late January 2022. The Special Olympics of the Gambia on Saturday held a family forum on health matters for families and caregivers of intellectual special needs children. The second cohort of the ECOWAS Commission, led by the Principal Protocol Officer, are in the country to help train officials from government and other institutions in protocol, diplomacy etiquette, among others. And in sports news, Cameroon's women football team thrashed the Gambia 8-0 in the first leg of the last round of AFCON qualifiers on Friday in Cameroon. Well, that's it from me in tonight's edition of the news. Thank you for watching and have a nice evening.